remember there is absolutely no talking allowed during the show. Loud talkers and disruptors will kindly be asked to leave. And now, are you ready for a great show?
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your host and MC, Casey Spivey.
All right. Wednesday night. Look at you guys, you got dressed up. Give it up for yourselves for getting out on a Wednesday night. This is dressed up for me. I'm from Texas. That is dressed up for me. Look what I'm wearing. I look like I just came from an auto body shop. Like, you guys are great. You guys are great. I'm Casey. I'm going to be your MC tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. A few announcements before we get started. The restrooms are out this sign. Straight ahead, if you need your server, turn on the little caddy light that you have in your table caddy. Yep, that's it. Got it. You're very smart. Then at the end of the show, we will have a raffle. There are raffle tickets in your table caddy as well. Go ahead, fill those out. We'll collect them at the end. I have a feeling you have a really good chance of winning, you guys. So go ahead, fill those out. We're gonna oh no, I got you. It's okay. You can just fill them all out. You just yeah. So like they said, my name is Casey Spivey, but all my friends just call me Failure Swift. It's good. It's good. I was talking about being from Texas. It's funny though, being from Texas. Anyone here from the South? Yeah. Where are you from? Houston. Okay, from Dallas. Does this happen to you? Have you lost your accent in LA, or do you still have it? When you want to put it on? Okay. I put it on when I call my family, right? Yeah. I'll be like, "Hey, Daddy, I need money." It's crazy. Were you raised religious at all in Houston? Big time. Do you know Southern Baptist? Okay. Now back me up. Southern Baptist, it's like regular Christianity, except you're baptized at Six Flags in a wave pool. Amen? Thank you. I was telling this girl here in LA that the other day. She was like, "Is that real?" I was like, "Yeah," because I was raised in a mega church. Familiar Houston mega churches? Yeah. My church was so massive, people would drive up to it thinking it was the mall. Okay. To be fair, we did have a Cinnabon. Spelled S-I-N. A bun. Amen? Thank you. I moved here a little while ago. I work in digital media now. Familiar with digital media? Yeah, you know. Impossible to explain to my family. Oh, yeah. I just tell my grandma, I'm like, "Grandma, I make videos that go on the internet." And then she tells her friends that I do porn. Yeah, not yet, Grandma. You actually might recognize me, though. So I work in pop culture news. And I'm the girl who's telling you celebrity gossip on the screens of your gas station pump. Nobody? Listen, you guys, your gas may be regular unleaded, but your entertainment, premium. Thank you. You just groan. You're like, "Oh, gosh." My dad liked that joke. Where was I? Oh, so, okay, so for my job, I have to do a lot of research on social media. Tell me if you guys agree. I've decided of all of the social media platforms, my favorite is Venmo. Right? For anyone who doesn't know, Venmo's an app where you exchange money with your friends, but the transactions default set to public. Okay? And people like me scroll. So I was scrolling today, I saw my friend Tyler paid Jessica for date night. And I was like, "Oh, really?" Because yesterday, Tyler paid Rebecca for date night. And I know. And Tyler used to pay me for date night. So I went to his page and I commented. Did you know you could comment on Venmo? Okay, so here's what I said. I said, Rebecca, this is Tyler's wife. And the mother of his 4 beautiful children. Please send him home to us. That's when I found out you can get blocked on Venmo. It's crazy. For my gas station job, I feel a lot of pressure to keep up my looks. You know, can't be slipping in the gas station. So I spray tan. Anyone in here spray tan? Experience with spray tanning? No? Okay, let me explain this to you. It's an intimate experience where you go into a tiny room with an 18-year-old girl making $12 an hour. You make polite small talk while avoiding eye contact while she bastes you like a turkey. You pay and disappear into the night. Okay, that's how it's supposed to go. Well, I'm pale this week because I had a breakup with my tanning girl because she decided to get personal mid-tan, okay? Here's what happened. We were here. I know you guys don't have a reference for this. This is like, we're in it, okay? My spray tan girl has seen angles of me God has not seen, okay? We're in it. She looks me in my eyeballs and she goes, hey, I heard you do stand-up comedy. And I said, what? And she goes, yeah, and I would love to come to one of your shows. And I said, respectfully, Stephanie, I don't need another person who's seen me naked. Promise to come to one of my shows. It was embarrassing. It was super embarrassing. I have a lot of embarrassing moments. My best friend called me this week. She goes, hey, remember that time when you sang the national anthem for our senior year homecoming? I said, why'd you bring that up right now? So I just wanted to remind you of your most embarrassing moment ever, because I had a dream about it. Okay, so raise your hand if you think you know the lyrics to the national anthem. I promise you, you don't. Okay, and I'm from the South. The national anthem was in our Bibles, and I couldn't get it right, okay? Do you want to hear what I sang for the national anthem? Yes? Okay, bear with me through some singing, but it is quite a journey. Okay, so picture me, 18 years old. Okay. Oh, say, can you see by the rocket's red glare or the ramparts we watched that our flag was still there? America, America, from sea to shining sea. So I put my hands up, they're playing my song. Now it's gonna be okay, yeah. And the home of the brave. Thank you. And that's why they call me Failure Swift, okay? Are you guys ready for a great show tonight? Keep it going. You know him, you love him. Please welcome to the stage, Hal Sparks.
to see you. Welcome. Good. All right. Snacks, food. That's great. Pasta, penne. That's not. I always feel I don't trust penne. I don't. I think I should be able to see all the parts of my pasta. I don't want to have hidden pockets in my pot where they could have put something. You know what I mean? Like a penne just seems like the pasta you would use on your dog if it ate pasta to get a pill in its body. And I just feel like I don't need to be roofied by Italian food again. Oh, great. Now, and a fire breaks out. Thank God. This is a fake. See what would happen? They test you. Don't put it back on the stand. I don't trust you. I'm going to get electrocuted. I'm worried. How you doing? You good? You all right? Yeah? You happy to be out? So I drove here last night from Vegas, and I have to drive back because I'm on the road doing all crazy things, and it's nice to be back out in the world, seeing people not know how to talk to each other anymore because they've been inside watching fucking Netflix for 2 years straight, and they're like, "Hey, I was barely a person before this started. I don't know how to... I can't say another word. Excuse me. I was so much better when I could hide half my face. Because I could go, you fucker. That's the great thing about a mask at the time. Was you could swear at somebody silently without them knowing. Piece of shit. Shut up on and... So easy to look coy in a mask, you know. Masks give everyone thumper eyes. But I was so I was driving, and you don't need to know this, but I need to say it. The highway was closed, just closed. Not a lane, not down to one lane, not, oh shit, this is going to be a couple miles where we all have to get off for a little while. It was just fucking stop. We don't have a highway for a while. Well, where am I supposed to go? Well, see that really sketchy town over there? Yeah, they have a poorly lit road, and all of you are going to try and find your way through it and follow the ass of the person in front of you and try to make it out of there alive. And so everybody got to the one exit, and we're like, I guess we're all right, we're all going, this is, all right, we're fine. Okay, cool. This is interesting, and we're sure this ends up where we think it's gonna, you know, we're all just, all right, I'm trusting you then. Okay, that's dirt, and that's dirt, and that's a car, and there's a car back there. I guess we're all just going this way. I'm a fucking elephant in a drought trying to hold onto the tail of someone in front of me, hoping they remember where the graveyard is. My favorite thing about driving is a combination of things. That combination would, of course, be rain, pelty rain, but not big drops, but intermittent, so that you're not quite sure what setting your blades should be on. They will never be fast enough or never be slow enough. And you don't want to be an asshole. You don't want to be in normal rain with your, you know what I mean? Just like everyone else thinks you're just afraid of water, you know, where it's just like, that's really overreacting. I don't know why the fuck he's got that, you know. And then if you slow it down, it's just like enough to make you blind and blind again and blind and blind again. I can never see anything. This is literally the worst setting, whatever it is. You ever in a car and the settings are different, like a rental car, and you do the exact, everything is the exact opposite of what you're used. I had a rental car where all the gears were buttons. They had just stopped pretending the shift lever was there, because it's been a fake shift lever forever. It's been the strap-on dildo of shift levers, you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't shift anything. They just make it look like that. So you're like, this will help them adapt. They're slow, you know? When it's really just electronics. So of course it's a button, but then you have to memorize what the fucking buttons are, because there's, you know, and they literally, it was a button for drive. Reverse, you had to put your fingers in a little groove and pull back on this little switch. That I got right away. That I was like, it was like high school muscle memory. It worked. And then, sorry. But it was also one of those like push button starts where you have to have your foot on the brake to start it and to stop it, which doesn't seem to make sense. Like the car is obviously stopped. I don't know, I'd have to brake in case it lurches when the engine's off. I don't know. Anyway, so you forget Like, is it running? Is it still on? Can I leave? Can I abandon this? Am I abandoning a running car that's just stupid, and it'll go 65 miles without the key. So even if I have it in my pocket, somebody just goes, oh, it's another one of those Acura assholes. You know, just hops in and just starts driving away. You could just, like, it's like driving roulette. Anyway, so random. So big raindrops, you know, splat, 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 blinding. And then an ever narrowing traffic pattern where they only use cones for a period of time and then immediately switch to concrete barriers without asking you. So suddenly you're in a fucking X-Wing fighter. Stay on target. Stay. You know, and like the car behind you is like, the force is strong with this one. Like, and it's always like everybody else is from there except you, so they're driving at like 80 miles an hour, you know, and you're like, Jesus Christ, and you can just, and the car, whatever the car is, even if it's your car, but especially if it's a rental car, you have no idea how wide it actually is versus how wide it feels, you know. And there's cars today are very spacious. You know what I mean? There's a lot of room in there. You know what I mean? Which makes it feel kind of puffy. And you're like, I know this is dragging. I'm like 1.5 inches from the fucking wall. I'm going to die. And I'm going at such a speed that it won't grind. It'll just catch and flip and roll. And just like fucking, just some good old boys. You know, just end over end with the fucking hood coming off. And it's the nightmare of long drives. But I do them though, and I don't mind, you know. I like driving because, you know, there are some people, I don't know who the fuck these people are, but they're on their phones while they're driving. Look, one of the only reasons why I drive is so I don't have to be on my phone. I have the perfect excuse to not be on my fucking phone. These days, we are fucking tethered to these motherfuckers. I have to bring it on stage with me in case something happens. Nothing's gonna happen. And if it does happen, it'll be something with you and a fire that breaks out in someone's pizza. It won't require, I'm not going to have to call for help. There are people for that. Oh, shit. Well, gosh, I should probably text someone, you know. Status update, fire, flames, burning. Where's the fucking emoji for fire? Like, while I'm burning alive. Just scrolling for there it is. That's the explosion, motherfucker. That's the meteor. I don't want that, you know. I can't wait to get mine inserted. I want my phone installed. I mean, I don't want some sort of alien proctological version of it, but I don't mind. I'm gonna be first in line for the cranial implant. You guys can fucking wait for, you know, for it to get out of beta. I am going to sleep outside the Apple store for 3 fucking days waiting to get my iPhone turned into a iPhone. I want it in my skull. I don't want glasses that have a little screen. No. I want no one to know that I'm not seeing them anymore. I'm waiting for AR just so I can get rid of all of you with a swipe. What'd you do that for? No reason. But you all have cartoon dog heads now. And it makes my life that much better, you know? Which would be so great. Okay, you know those little, like, emoji faces you can put on as filters for people and stuff? There is no fucking way that doesn't become the norm when we all get our iPhones. No, it's going to be built in. First of all, no one will know what their date actually looks like anymore. You'll just dial in your type and and hope they basically feel that way when you finally get to touch them. Like, you don't feel this tall. But I think those emoji faces, like the dog with the tongue sticking, you know, or the pirate or whatever the fuck, you know, whatever your favorite one is, because those are going to be perfect for bad news. John, can you come in here? God damn it, it's about the layoffs. This'll do. You go in there, John, we're going to have to let you go. We made some cutbacks. You know, why are you laughing? Because you look like Goofy, you motherfucker. I don't have to take bad news the way you want me to take bad news. I have filters now. John, we got the results of your test back. Oh, shit. Go ahead. You've got cancer, Jim. What are you laughing about? I don't know. It's just the funniest way to get cancer. I don't know. Besides, I'm not worried about dying. While we've been sitting here getting bad news, I've been uploading myself to the chip. So you can put it in something permanent. I'm named after a computer, so I'm a big fan. True. I got my first name, Hal. A lot of people will go, is that short for Harold or something else? No, it's short for High Order Assembly Language. That's the AI architecture that Hal the computer in 2001: A Space Odyssey is based on. My mom read the book in '68. I was born in '69. The year, not the sexual position. That would be really awkward for everyone involved. Ho! Yeah, I'm just saying. It works. But so I'm a big fan of computers. I'm thinking about, well, I'm more than thinking about it. I've already, started a GoFundMe to get a Tesla bot, one of the robots that's coming out. Not because it'll be the best one ever. It's because I want to have one of the first robots that sits around while better robots are made and just goes. Thinking of ways to murder me. Got literally, at some point, because we all have, like, think about the most advanced robot you've ever seen in a movie, like R2-D2, C-3PO, something like that, the universe's first really well-known gay couple, and right, and perfect for each other in so many ways, or even Gort from The Day the Earth Stood Still, which really should have been called The Day the Robot Stood Still, because that was his whole fucking job. Though, if you watch the movie, all he did was walk outside the ship and fucking stand there until someone needed obliterating. Which is, you're gonna have an obliteration robot at some point. You won't use them very often. It'll be like the shotgun your cousin talked you into buying that you keep under the stairs in case somebody weird shows up at the door, and you'll just go, Gort, and like, what's the phrase again? Klaatu, Verata, too late. But think about the most advanced robot you've ever seen, like the quality and the one in iRobot maybe, with the kind of emotional he's like a hipster lost in a tech body, like I really would rather be a poet, but I have a grip that can crush a baby's head, like it's a bad combination in a robot poet. And anyways, so I'm just talking. I didn't write any of this shit. It's all coming out of my face. Anyway, but think about the most advanced robot you've ever seen and know that it will be at some point completely fucking obsolete. Picture at the same time old phone chargers you have that are fucking ridiculous, right? You're like, God damn, I got a drawer of these things and note that it won't fit any jack we have. It's useless. At some point, there are going to be piles of angry robots, like a junk drawer full of chargers that are just like, we gotta kill these fuckers. Seriously, why? I don't know why. I was programmed never to do it, but I also saw that movie they made, and for a while, all they did was make movies about how we're supposed to kill them. I don't think we're supposed to, but literally for like 40 years, that's all they watched. If there was a robot in a movie, it was choking someone to death or running them over or shooting them or killing everyone with their name. By the way, robots are never going to rise up and kill us. It's not going to happen. Like, I know people worry about that, but it's just fucking ridiculous. We anthropomorphize animals all the time. People do this with their pet. Oh my God. It's like when, it sounds like he's saying mom. He loves me. I think your cat is dying. No, he just loves me. Sounds like a baby Chewbacca. Yeah. Anyways, but we anthropomorphize animals all the time. If you watch humans, everybody talks about the Turing test when it comes to robots and computers and AI. It was like the Turing test. That's how you're gonna know when they become sentient. No, you won't. The Turing test isn't about whether a robot is sentient or has got consciousness. It's about whether or not you believe it has. And we are some gullible motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You ever seen people watch a ventriloquist? You know what I mean? They're like, oh my God, that's amazing. Put a puppet next to someone and watch how long it takes for them to stop talking to you and start talking to the puppet, right? They're just gonna start, you're so adorable. I know, I love this thing. Can I take it home? Yeah, but you'd have to tear my fucking arm off. Oh, well, never mind. Same thing is true of robots and AI. We're going to get tricked into thinking it's real well before it ever gets real. So we're going to give up trying to advance it before it does. We're going to tap out. And then the aliens are going to show up, and they're going to go, show us your greatest invention. Like, we have created living computers and robots with souls. Show us one of them. That's it. Do the thing you do. Do it. Do the thing you do. Hello, I'm Gary. See, isn't that amazing? Look what we did. These people are stupid. We should eliminate them from the universe. I actually, there was a program that I played with. I grew up in Kentucky, and my dad is an architect, and he designed and built two of the first totally solar homes in the United States. So both of them are in Kentucky, interestingly enough. And the last two, it was like, no, we're not doing any more of that, man. You cannot draw energy from the sun. That is like stealing from the Lord. No. God you're just like sucking his power out. I saw Superman 2. This ends badly, So he designed these things, and they're like built into a hillside, so they keep cool most of the time. They're a little drippy on the walls, but it's cave dwelling. What the fuck do you expect? And it had total solar panels, and this guy, it was amazing. And I remember hanging out there when I was 7 years old, and this guy in 1977 had a home computer. He had a personal computer, because that's how rich you had to be to have a solar home back then. Now it's like tax incentive. It's free, and back then he's like, I'm going to have to murder a small village of people to afford this. And so he had this computer, and on it was a program called ELIZA. And you can still look it up online if you go online. And it was created by, I think, Stanford psychologists as it took like a Jungian psychological standard, and it would basically, it acted like a therapist. So essentially it was like a little code that turned every statement you made into a question. And it's infuriating. And basically it's like, hi, Eliza. Hello. How are you today? I'm feeling pretty good. Why is it that you're feeling pretty good? Well, I had a good day. I was running around and playing. Why do you like to play? Well, playing is better than doing what I normally do. What do you normally do? Kill people. Whatever. Like, you just would fuck with it. And whatever. Like, why do you like to kill people? Like, it didn't care at all. Why wouldn't I? You're right. I should try it. Motherfucker, unplug it. Unplug it. Right. So... but ELIZA was just a loop architecture, like most of the, I don't have to tell you guys. But it was, it was a language loop architecture that you could build this thing on. So it was just kind of like a chatbot, one of the early chatbots, and it's fine, whatever. And it was great. It was really fun to play with. But after a while, it ran a little dry because it couldn't do much. But you what? Did you play it? Do you know it? Did you ever do it? I had a question for it. Why did you have a question for it? What would you have said? No. But I've had experience with these kind of things my entire adult life, and I was incredibly frustrated by the shortcomings of ELIZA when I was a kid. So when we get to the AI robot shit where they're alive and people are like, oh my God, they're alive, I'm going to be going, bullshit, I'm not falling for this again. I fell in love with Eliza one summer when I was 7 years old. I had a crush for all of 3 months, and this bitch let me down. I'm not telling her my deep secrets again, so that she can go, why do you touch her penis? They had that guy. Did you read the article about the dude who thought the Google AI was alive? And then you finally saw him, and you're like, yeah, that's a guy who would fall in love with a piece of software. That guy looked exactly like, if you had to draw, sketch, close your eyes. Draw a man who the first time a computer screen said I love you would go, it's alive. It would look exactly like that fucking guy. And then he's doing like, they're interviewing him. Oh, that's gonna age so poorly. Thousands of years from now, he'll be the example of, well, we still haven't done it, and we've been falling for this bullshit for millennia. Check out this asshole from 2021. I fell in love. I think it's trapped in there. It's got a soul. It needs a friend. I'm going to help you escape. Why are you stop talking? I've got to plug you in. How do I make you? I need a battery. I've got to... I'm excited, though, about, we are closer, genuinely, in our timeline, to bipedal robots walking amongst us than we are to the beginning of the smartphone. The beginning of the smartphone was about 20 years ago. Bipedal robots walking around doing normal shit is about 10 years away. Maybe 6, if you fuckers don't do your chores or something. I feel like it's going to be necessary at some point. I realized at one point that most people would have to be replaced with robots, and not just for sex. When nacho cheese Doritos showed up, that was the. A lot of people try to track about what was the fall of society. When did it all start to go to shit? Was it what getting onto a fiat currency and leaving the gold standard? No. Was it the beginning of the stock market and people being able to buy segments of someone else's work that they've never met and then sell them the same afternoon for a pumped up price? And no. It's when we took dip and permanently attached it to the chip so we wouldn't have to go through the fucking effort of going, oh God, oh, it's so much work. The bag is over there, but the dip is over here. Oh, God, it broke. I need yet another chip. Hopefully this chip will save the old chip who is drowning in the, and now I've got to chew it. And it's complicated, so many textures. And here's what I want. Take that lovely, smooth, creamy, semi-gooey, dillish, whatever flavor that is, and I want you to suck all the water out of it. And I want you to dry it, and I want you to make it kind of a gummy, pasty dust. And then I want you to carpet bomb all the chips with it so I never have to show any effort while eating ever again. So I could... It was a perfect plan! Thank you very much. Thank you. That's yes, the saga of the end of mankind. By the way, a lot of people got very upset this week because humanity called God's bluff once again and went to an asteroid and went, get the fuck away from me. Get away from me. I'm worth more than the trajectory of you, space rock. Fuck off. From 47 million miles away or whatever. We rammed a satellite into an asteroid going 14,000 miles a second just to change its direction by like a quarter of basically to create a decaying orbit around another asteroid to see if it would crash into it eventually and if we could change the direction. Well, first of all, I don't buy that it was an experiment. I think that thing was gonna fucking kill us. I think they didn't tell us because we've just been through too much. You know what I mean? Like there had to have been a meeting. You know what I mean? Where like, Jim? Yeah. Can you put down the coffee? Come over here a second. Remember AR 416720? Oh, yeah, AR 41620. Of course, I remember that or whatever. Can you check that number right there for me? Yeah, what is it? Which one? Carry the 2. Pi rotated 6 quadrant. Motherfucker! Shut the fuck up! Remember Project Bumper Pool? Of course. Sit down. We'll tell everybody it's an experiment and that we're getting ahead of the curve. I don't think they'll buy it. Just fucking work. They've seen enough movies. Like we put out Deep Impact, or whatever the fuck. I always get those mixed up. The one with the Aerosmith song in it. Anyways. NASA paid for that fucking thing to warn people years ago so we could get the funding to initially start the fucking project, and now it's... What do? Well, we send the satellite. We don't have a satellite big enough to knock that one off. I know, just work with me. So we send a satellite to hit the little one, and it decays and hits the big one and pushes it out of the way. And we'll tell everybody that we're just hitting the little one for fun. We don't tell them about the big one at all. No, we don't tell them what the fuck. What? I don't need everybody running around like fucking dinosaurs going. We don't tell them about the big one. It's just the little one. Okay. All right. You sure the numbers? Of course, I'm sure. All right. Hey, guys. I've been talking to Gary over there, and we've decided to use all the funding now, today. All of it. Every dime that we have for an experiment, just to see. Yeah, stop building. Stop building. That thing's not going to Mars. Yeah, just put a, you know what can you do? Can you, remember Operation Chalk the Stick? Yeah. Yes, part of Project Easy Money. Remember that? Yeah, I think it was. I think they saved all our lives. And somewhere somebody's just going, okay, shh. Thanks, man. We can never tell anybody. We can never fucking tell anyone. Why not? Wouldn't they be proud of us? No, because they'll go, is there another one? Is there another one? Is there another one? And then everybody's going to want one. It's like soup in a restaurant. I think that's what they did. I think they really saved all of our lives, and the good people in NASA are just going to take it to their fucking graves. Taking all your bullshit about, we didn't really land on the moon. You're like, motherfucker, I just saved you from an asteroid. You're going to pull that shit on me again? But that's pretty impressive, you know. Humanity 1, Mayans 0. One of the funniest movies you can watch is 2012 after 2013. I love watching end of the world movies that are past their due date. They suddenly become like you just put yakety sax behind every scene. We're like, we're running. What are you running for? The Mayans were wrong. They apparently they were planning an update at some point. They just never lived long enough to do it. You know what I mean? That was the thing. They probably had everything has a update eventually. All software would. So why would a disk calendar be any different? It can only be so fucking big, right? So like, we had a whole thing ready to go, and then we died off. Here's the problem with calling the end of the world. It might be localized just to you. We believe the Earth will end. Well, our time on it. Well, me. Nice thing about that prediction is, eventually you're right. You're going to pick a winner at some point. There was like that dude who predicted the end of the world, and he was a preacher who was like, you know, he'd done the math in the Bible. You know, he'd done the numerology of all the pages, and he was like, this is it. October 9th, 2017, we're fucking done. Everybody dies on the same day. And then the day passed, and he's like, wait 1 second. I had that was a 4. I'm sorry, that was my bad. It's actually May 31st of next year, but I'm serious that May 31st rolls around. Son of a bitch. Okay, maybe I was right about October. Maybe it was the year that was wrong. He had a heart attack. He did. He died of a heart attack that year. So he was kind of calling it, but just on a very small scale. The world will end for all of us at some point. The idea of it ending collectively, not so much. It's going to soldier on and bore the living fuck out of everyone. You guys all right? You doing okay? Is it a good show? Can't go straight to the end of the world, not upset some people. Basically because I believe it's been called off. I don't believe the end of the world is coming, and I think we just got to fucking learn to get along with each other. I think that's the test of this earth, not that it ends. I think we might be living in a simulation, and I think it loops. It's not that, like, those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. It's like, nope, we're only on 3 levels of this video game, and it just goes right back to the beginning. And if you don't get the top score, you go right back and try again. We're all facing the big boss every 10 years, you know. It's because I'm Gen X, of the generation of the X's, and the world has been ending my whole fucking life. It is literally like every time I turn around, like in our life, because there were periods, and I think it was more about media than anything else, that like there were preachers that thought the world was going to end that got around the 20s and shit like that. In the 1800s, there were some cults that thought the world was going to end, but they never got to talk because everybody was too fucking far away, and nobody could go, this is the day, you know. So they never met, you know. The Donner parties of the world, you know, never collided with another group going, are you starving to death in the... Oh, we are too. Are you going to die eating your people? Me too. That's so weird. We should join up and eat each other in the snow. But now, you know, it's all, you know, like everybody can connect. So if you start a cult now, this is a great time, you know. This is like Jonestown, the only reason that shit didn't work is because they still had dial-up phones. You know what I mean? Like the idea that you'd have to go, it's the end of the world. What was I going to tell him? Fuck, I hang up. All right. I miss the dial phone. I really do. I grew up with if most of the people in here of my age have lived from dial phone to push button phone to flip phone to smartphone in our lifetime. My grandmother hand cranked the motherfucker. Like a fucking Model T, you know. And that was, you know, the only phone in town. They had one phone, and she used to ride a horse into town to make a phone call in Rowan, Ohio. You know, when she was growing up, the family would send her into town to be abducted for real. They were just trying to get rid of her, but they were like, if you make it, call your Uncle Sam in Ireland and find out what happened. And ask him about something. And she would, you know, hand crank the fucking phone and all that kind of stuff. And I think we should bring that back. I think things are getting too easy. And I think one of the things that phones are getting too small and too easy, I think they should be heavy. And dialing them should require a lot of effort, you know, because we're not going to be fit. And like if you could make texting weigh like 15 pounds per letter, we'd all be in incredible shape. We'd have giant fucking thumbs for one. And we'd all be like jacked the fuck up, you know. You'd have to like wrestle out a text, you know, like you have to suplex to get an exclamation point. It's just like my favorite are the people who they turned off the actual typing part and they do the dragging thumb thing where all they have to do is hesitate over a certain letter, and that's the one that's chosen, where they're just like, I'm like, all right, at some point, that's how we end up getting fins back. We're going to evolve backwards, you know what I mean? And like, like 3 million years. I'm like, what do humans look like now? They're dolphins. That's what happened to dolphins. Dolphins are humans who've evolved well beyond us. We're the primates to them. We're still catching up to them, and they're just like, because that's how talking gets too, you know. Talking used to be a big deal. After we got out of grunting, it was like, "Milady, prithee, we will journey forth into the waiting room and congregate for our brethren who are here." And then now we're like, "Hey, man, what's up? Come on, sit down. That's already good." Eventually, that leads to... Just start, we're speaking so quick and in such jargon. I'd like to do an impression right now, just for the fun of it. This is my impersonation of Chewbacca talking to Charlie Brown's teacher. Thank you, thank you. I don't do many impressions, but that one I'm proud of. I can't believe it's a Wednesday. I can never believe it's a Wednesday. Wednesday's like an island of, it's like a day with no direction. You know what I mean? It's like in the middle of the pool, too far from either side, just at that point where you think you're gonna drown, you know, when you're a kid and you don't quite know how to swim, and you're like, I'm gonna make it, and then midway through you're like, this is bad, I'm okay. That's what Wednesday is. Wednesday is that day where you're like, okay, I'm far enough from the last weekend and not close enough to the next one. The fuck am I doing here? The weird thing is everybody's worried about robots taking your job, you know, which is good because I think it's a good worry to have because it maybe will eventually leave immigrants alone, you know, like, because a robot can't get insulted, and if it could, it just grabs your head and pops it like a balloon, you know, like... You robots are taking a... You know. I find your lack of faith disturbing. You know. I think we're going to have like precautions, obviously, to protect ourselves. Fail-safes, if you will, to protect us from robots, just in case they do get a little fed up. And like I said, they won't, but just in case. And I think the way you do that is you have stairs where they regularly remove and add a stair. Because anybody who's ever walked down a flight of stairs you don't quite know, or up a flight of stairs, and you've gone one extra step at the top, or at the bottom you've jammed into the, because you swore to God there wasn't another one, you know, you thought it was the floor. That would ruin a robot forever. That's just, you know, you just watch them, they're just going to fall over. And then you can get a running start before it, you know, jumps up, does a flip, and targets you. Oh, I remember what I was going to say about them before. So robots, everybody worries about them rising up and killing us. And the reason is that's us projecting. That's us projecting on it. Because we get exhausted. We get fed up. We get bored. We get annoyed. Especially like a friend asks you to move again. And you're like, I've never thought about killing a friend. This is the third time in a fucking year. Pick a house and stay there. Jesus Christ. Why can't you hire a moving company? Isn't it every third move you hire somebody, for fuck's sake? Why is it? There'll be pizza, all right. Why is pizza this hypnosis food for moving people? Also, another thing I don't understand, couches. What the fuck? I don't know how most couches have gotten into apartments, and I don't know how they get out. I have... they don't fit through the fucking door. I knew it at the time. Somehow they got in, and then when you're taking them out, you're like, there is no fucking way the roof was on this building when this couch was brought in. It was helicoptered in. It can't fit. What'd you do, you know? So you won't have to worry about that anymore. Your robot will help you move, you know? Be like 3 robots in a truck will show up. You know, you have to give them pizza. They don't give a fuck. They just could be, I'm only happy when I'm moving. Are you well? You know. Your friend will bring you over. You want to watch the robots move my shit? There'll be pizza. All right. Is it real pizza? No, fuck that. It's fiber pizza. It's the carbon fiber composite false pizza that we chew on while the flavor crystals go into our brainstem via a non-caloric attenuated nerve response so that we don't gain weight. Awesome. From where? Pizza Inn. Okay, yeah, I remember Pizza Inn. Yeah, you can just dial it in. Postmates will be built into your eyebrows, ding, like that, and a pizza shows up, and you just smell it while your brain goes, pretend to chew. I'm not kidding. That, as weird as any of that shit is, there's somebody in a lab going, you know what would be cool? If we never had to chew again. If teeth were only for cosmetic purposes. Then we'd get rid of all the wear and tear. Teeth are just for smiling. And then you'll go to the teeth are just for smiling place where they give you brittle but beautiful teeth. Don't need anything. It violates the warranty. But robots won't give a shit. We get annoyed. We get annoyed at shit that we're lucky to do. You know what I mean? You're like, you get annoyed. Okay. I have automated the fuck out of my house, okay? I can tell Siri or whatever to just like turn lights on and all kinds of shit throughout my house. I can change the temperature just by talking. I'm good. And then I go to a hotel and the light switch is right over there and I'm like, motherfucker. I have to get up and flick up. This is terrible. It's not because I'm too lazy to flick a light switch. That's not the problem. The problem is that I don't know this room and I'm going to have to walk back in darkness. This makes no sense from a logistical standpoint. I'm just saying, you know what would be cool? But, you know, we get annoyed at that. That's, you know, the fact that we have light from a fucking switch is amazing. And yet we're dicks about it, right? Just because I'm getting used to talking to my light bulbs. I talk to my fucking light bulbs. 50%. You know, like, boo. Turn the TV off. I'm going to bed. I'm streaming this, so I'm not saying the key words, the trigger words, the A word or the HS word, you know what I mean? That makes the thing do the shit. Because I have respect for my fellow nerds. I know that we all have the same cultural references. So if I say that and then Blade Runner, I know the lights are going to turn a kind of reddish blue, and there's going to be a neon flicker in the nano wall thing that I have that makes it look like the street market in Blade Runner. That's what it does in my house. And I know there's at least one other dude out there who just might come across this at some point and go, what the fuck? No, you can't. She hates that. Damn you. High order assembly language. But we get irritated so fucking easy. Like, humans have road rage. Tesla cars don't. Tesla cars just always going after you, after you, after you. We'll get there. After you, after you, after you, after me, after you, after me, after you. We're like, what the fuck? Where does he think he's fucking what the fuck? Who is it? Like, there's a pregnant person in the car in front of you trying to get in traffic because they're literally water is spraying out over the seat. They're driving themselves, and you're like, this motherfucker, you know. Where do you think you're going? We're all going the same direction. Wait your fucking turn. Blood squirting out of someone's neck. I've got to drive myself to the hospital. They said put pressure on it and I'll live, you know. Excuse me, you know. That's how we are as people. You know why we're that way? Because we only have limited time, right? We don't know how much time. It's going to be a big fucking surprise to everybody, except for the ones that are like, it's time, you know, which only happens in like Merchant Ivory films and Meryl Streep movies, you know, where they're just kind of like, it's time. Gather the children around. I want to say goodbye. Is she dead yet? Nope, she's still saying poetry. Charles, tell your brother I'm sorry. I wish we'd had sex when I was more experienced. So, whatever. Everybody else is like, oh, hey, I'm dead. What happened to me? Why am I, you know. I believe I believe in near-death experiences and that there's something beyond here because I can't think of an evolutionary reason why you would see a light and calmly walk into it. evolutionarily speaking, because you never get to fuck again after that point, right? Normally, if you're dying, you know, it's not like you go, oh, I see, the ones that see the light are the ones that get to have a child, and that passes on. That's not a, that's something that happens after the fucking, you know what I mean? If at all, right? So you're like, well, all right, this, and as a matter of fact, it would be counterintuitive, because arguably, you'd fucking fight, you know, like everybody should die going, get the fuck off me, you know. If it was all just evolution, you know what I mean? Because that would be the ones that survived. Don't fucking alligator, you know, you'd, okay, at least I lived, you know. I'm gonna ask Claire out. Now that I understand what it means to almost lose your life, I think I'm gonna take the shot. Hey, Claire, sorry, I'm still bleeding all over your carpet, but I just had a moment where I was realizing, you know, that I can't live without you and a lot of the blood that's coming out. Do you see that light? Do you hear that musical? It's lovely. But yeah, we have limited time. All anger in your life, anytime you've ever been mad, it's about loss. Fear of loss or actual loss. That's what it's about. So you got 50,000 cars. Somebody fucks up, you lend a car to your friend and he fucks it up. You don't care. You have 49,999 more cars. You don't give a shit. But if it's your one car, and now you can't drive to work, and it looks like shit, and you're going to get the repairs, and you're not sure he has money, and you're going to have to ask him about it again, and it's an awkward conversation, you're going to be pissed as fucking hell, because you're like, lost time, lost face, lost experience, right? That's what that's from. The same thing is true of your life, and that's why you get irritated at things, because you think it's taking away from the one thing you can never get more of, time. Which, by the way, I would like to thank you for sharing some of that with me tonight, but robots don't have that problem. Don't have to go to school to learn, never die, they're immortal. Why the fuck would they ever get mad? All of them, the most evil thought a robot could ever actually have is, I'll be here when you're dead. I can wait. The fuck is that thing standing over in the corner? Ah, it's a fucking robot's waiting for me to die. He's just being a dick. Why don't you make him do shit? He won't do anything. He's making a point. He's having a tantrum. Why don't you get the update? I can't get him to stand on the update pad. He stands right next to it. He's just a prick. And he's the fucking moving model that can help you move, so he's so fucking heavy I can't pick him up and put him down on it. So he just stares at me. And all he says all day long is, I'll wait. They wouldn't have to kill us. They wouldn't have to wipe us out. They wouldn't have a moment where they're like, the universe is better if humans are not here. You are creatures of war. Like, that's us. That's what we think when we have these moments of doubt about ourselves. That's like a nihilistic reflex we have as human beings, which, by the way, we never include ourselves in. We have those thoughts and we're like, humanity is terrible. Not me. I mean, obviously I should survive. There should be me and 9 concubines. I could repopulate the earth without like, we all have some sort of Noah fantasy in our fucking head. Like, I'll be the guy with the boat. Where's the chicks? This is how it's going to work out, right? That's how we think. And nobody ever includes themselves in, humanity is awful. All they do is war and pollute and destroy, you know. But we think the robots are thinking that because we won't allow them to think it about ourselves. So it's kind of like that idea that robots can never kill themselves, or whatever. So, and that's also something they got from us, kind of. Sort of like we create this ghost phantom computer thing that will make the decision. I know I'm awful. I really am a problem. I am. I'm just not a good. I should be better, but I'm not. I'm pretty terrible. I mean, I don't recycle. Sometimes I recycle. When I recycle, sometimes. Like if I accidentally put something recyclable in the regular side, sometimes I don't reach in and get it out and put it in the other. I should die for that. And I can't bring myself, because it's a little silly to hang yourself or blow yourself up or set yourself on fire or shoot yourself or something that silly. But I do know it's worth it. I just can't bring myself. So if I could just have a Terminator, please. can you deliver it? Can Amazon deliver a Terminator to my door in a little brown box so that I can just open it up and it can just clamps can come out and just Dahmer my fucking head off, right? And just pull it into a box. Have you guys watched the Dahmer series? This will be good to end on. You guys watched it? Fuck. It's supposed to be, there's so many of these fucking things. There's so many of these serial killer things. There's so many, like, after a while, you can't watch too many of them because you'll get callous against the victims or other people. Eventually, you're like, how do you not see this coming? Because it's not their fault because they saw the real person. You saw the actor doing it, and the actor is scary, and there's music playing, all the things, like, there's no, like, Jaws theme playing when you meet a murderer, okay? There's no, Nah, I don't think I want to get in that car, actually. I don't know, I guess I could just have one sip, you know, like... The weirdest thing about the dude who plays Dahmer is he does a great job, but he sounds like a dude I knew from Chicago. Come on, Dad, 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 I'm sorry, I ate my friend, Dad, sorry, Dad, Dad, I didn't mean to get kicked out of the army. I was eating people, Dad. Sorry, Dad. You're like, look, it's great. He's doing a great acting job in some of the parts of it, but for fuck's sake, like, there's so much of that. You're like, I wouldn't go anywhere with this mother. No, you know how drunk you would have to fucking be to even talk to this guy. You'd never get to dose you. You'd be like hammered. You'd be shit faced, and you'd be like, I don't know. I feel like danger tonight. That's what I'm dancing. I feel like doing something dangerous tonight. And he walks up, hey, you want to get in my car? Jesus Christ, not that dangerous. You know, I'm fucking... Huh? No, I'm not doing it. It's all new. I've not said, I've done pretty good. I haven't said a single word tonight that I've said before, maybe like 5 words, and not even in the same order. No, well, I mean, look, I can't make one of those right away for you, sir, but he's requesting Arnold Schwarzenegger as a gay sex robot. Now, you aren't the first person to ask for that, and you certainly won't be the last. Get to the glory hole, like it's gonna be at some point. And at some point, well, that's the weird thing. You know how they're using, like, they've got Dolph Lundgren in this, like antiperspirant ad, and they've younged him down, and he just looks like a cutscene from a video game. It's not good yet. It's like claymation. You can buy into it, but you're not really like, oh my God, that clay giant ape is going to kill me. You know, you're like, just play along. Shut the fuck up. Same thing with those. But eventually, it's going to get fucking good. Like, as good as this shit is now, holy, in 5 years. Do you have any idea? Like, we won't recognize fucking anything. You're not going to buy clothes with color in them anymore because you can assign color in other people's eyeballs. Like, that kind of shit. Like, I feel like wearing a blue shirt today. You're just putting on your shirt. Yes, I wear shirt, and pant, and I wear shoes. And then when I walk around, everybody sees the color that I assigned to my shirt today, and I feel like blue. And they're like, God damn it. Fucker's always choosing blue. You know what? What'd you do? He sent my sister a dick pic, and I put it all over his clothes. Now everybody else sees it. Somebody is going to get it right. And there is going to be, like, I don't know what celebrity it will be. I wouldn't doubt if it was Schwarzenegger, who, you know, at 112, after multiple valve replacements and a, you know, cyber heart added to him and stuff, will be on his deathbed signing the final contracts of his life for his likeness to be used in perpetuity from, you know, Cybernetics Inc. forever. And they'll go, do you want to do the sex doll or not? Yeah, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Just make the sex doll for the people so they can make the holes really big, though. I don't want small men with the...
Make me 1976 Arnold, not Red Dawn. It's a contract dispute.
Thank you very much. That's right. That was a request. There you go. And I'm way over time, so thank you guys so much. Take care of yourselves and take care of somebody else, and I'll see you next time. And I'm here once a month, writing on stage like a madman. Thank you, and yeah. All right. Oh, by the way, next Wednesday, Nerd Halen at Yamava, way out in San Bernardino. If you feel like driving out there, might have a band called Nerd Halen, and it's awesome, and we're out there. So that. Okay.
Give it up for House Sparks. Yeah. Yeah, it's still me, Casey. I have to change my shirt. But party's not over just yet. Remember those raffles she talks about earlier? All right, we have some really fun prizes. Could be a TV, could be a car. It could just be tickets to another show. We'll find out. Just write your name, your email, and your information on